Hey everyone, it's Vanessa. I took a couple days. I caught a cold at the Walkaway March, but it was worth it. And if you want to check out my footage, I'll have that in the description below. I was able to capture about 4 hours of continuous coverage until my stream got killed. So check that out. It was a really great event, and I think I'm still dealing with voice issues, but just been working on my house, completely demolishing my hands, but I'm feeling better and I'm sounding better thanks to a very generous donation from @layoffblog on Twitter. He was able to help double my budget for a microphone, so I have a really nice little setup now, and I'm just blown away by the support, by the response that I get from all of you. But these people that reach out and actually physically support my work and support this channel, I don't even know how to respond to that. It's so humbling, and it's just, man, I'm really grateful to all of you. And so on your urging, I went ahead and started a Patreon account. And one of the things that I like to do is if you sign up to be a patron, then you're able to suggest show ideas. So my first patron was David B., and he is bringing me my first patron-sponsored video. And David B. says, "Our country is very divided, and I don't think we will ever be able to resolve those differences. Therefore, attempting to use politics and the federal government to accomplish social change is not going to be very productive going forward and will only further divide us. I believe that the best way for us to make a difference in the world is to take individual, direct, positive action. I think we would all be better served if we walk away from acrimonious dialogue in politics and roll up our sleeves and do something positive." And I love that so much, and that serves as the title for this video. And I think it's incredibly important. Local activism, local charity, local volunteering, that is the best way not only to really make an impact, but it can also make a huge impact on your mental well-being, on your mental health, on how you feel about yourself. And I always take exception to people who say that, and I'm misquoting, but the the general idea is that if you're doing charity to make yourself feel better, then you're not doing charity for the right reasons. And I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. Charity is charity. You do it for whatever reason you want to do. If you're there showing up and you're helping somebody and you're 100% committed to making that other person feel important, and to really, if you're dedicated to trying to make the world a better place, who cares if you doing that fulfills something inside of you? I am speaking from personal experience. As someone who struggled for years with self-esteem, and with what I would call very intense self-hatred, which I struggled with throughout my childhood, part of getting past that was volunteering. Volunteering is something incredibly important to me. It's very dear to me. And if you do it to make yourself feel better, I don't care. I'm not going to judge you. Do it. So, and you know what? The person that needs help, they probably don't care why you do it either. But for me, when I go into a dark place, when I go into that self-defeating state of mind, I'm able to draw on the things that I've done. And maybe that's the wrong way to go about doing it, but I think if you can make yourself feel better while at the same time making other people feel better, I don't see how that's a lose situation. So I would highly recommend that as someone who struggles. And it doesn't mean that you need to be, doing what I did and taking suicide calls or something. Something really random that people don't know about me, but I like to make blankets for different shelters, or sometimes a hospital, possibly through Project Linus, if you've heard of them. But so one of the ways of something that I have a thing where I need to be doing things with my hands all the time, and so I actually found that I can take those 2 pieces of fleece and cut them up, and then I sit there and tie the knots. And there's just something very therapeutic for me sitting there tying these very uniform knots. And in the end, I have this product that I'm able to then, wash, fold up, and bring to someone. The last time I did this, I got together, I ended up with about 20 blankets, and I took them over to my local domestic violence shelter. I have now this year, because I haven't been doing that for very long, but I have, I think I have about 18 to 20 again this year, and I haven't decided yet where I'm going to bring them, but they're very thick and warm because it's double-sided, so I usually wait till the winter. So that's just something that I do, that I take my mental health condition and I use it to try to better the world around me and better the local world around me. So if you can think of something that you like to do like that, I would say go for it. Maybe like me, you've only got 15, 20 minutes a day, so you can grab the fabric and sit there and work on it. Maybe you like Twitter, maybe you like Facebook, maybe your local animal shelter doesn't have a Facebook page, so that's something that you could help them do, and that doesn't take a whole lot of time every day. So these are just little things that you could be doing to help the people around you, because you're going to see a bigger impact. You're going to make a bigger impact. You're going to see bigger results if you stay local. David's suggestion, he's been volunteering at his local volunteer fire department. That is an awesome thing to do. They need help so badly. One thing that most volunteer fire departments, they'll do a toy drive every winter, so that's something that you could help out with. Another thing, this is random, most police departments, they actually carry toys in their trunks, so that when they come across a domestic violence scene or they come across a lost child, they're able to comfort that child with a stuffed animal. So if your local police department doesn't have that, maybe that's something you could do. So these are just little tiny ideas. Maybe it's going to a soup kitchen over the holidays. Maybe instead of going to the soup kitchen, you go to your local veterans home. Maybe you go to your local children's hospital over the holidays and you visit the patients that don't have visitors. These are just, quick little ideas. If you have questions, or if you would like others, I'm happy to give them in the comments. The last thing that I would close with is where, now David has mentioned that he feels that attempting to use politics and the federal government to accomplish change isn't productive. And to an extent, I can agree with that, especially on the federal level. But I would say that, locally, we've got midterms coming up right now. And I don't want to make this post about politics, but I will say that one way that you can directly impact your community is to go out and vote in your midterm elections. Not enough people do that. And we love to complain about our cities and our counties, but we don't always take the time to go and actually do what we need to make our community more in line with the values that we hold. So I strongly urge everyone, there's plenty of time over this weekend. Make the choice. Go out and vote in your midterms. And before you do that, go look into your candidates and really research their positions. And I think everyone knows how I feel. Most people know how I'll be voting, but I'm not going to direct anyone to vote in any way. All I want you to do is be informed. Now, I personally think that the more informed you are, I think there's a specific party on the left that I won't mention that I think that if you learn more about them, you're going to walk away from them the way that I did. But that's not something I'm going to force on anybody. So just in closing, local elections can bring about local change. Running for local office, that can bring about a lot of change for you and directly have you impacting your community. So that's something to think about too. So I'll close with something that David said. There are things which need doing everywhere you look. And that is so true. So I would urge all of you, go look. And if you're not sure where to look, ask me. I can help you figure it out. I used to work for social services and in human services, directing people to different resources. So I'm happy to help anyone that needs it. If you're looking for a volunteer opportunity, let me know. There's also a great website called Volunteer Match. I believe it's volunteermatch.org, and you could sign up there and find different opportunities, and they break it down by how much time is needed and those kinds of commitments. So I would just urge all of you, if you want to see a direct change in your daily life, then go act locally. And I think David and I can agree on that. So thank you very much, David, and thank you everyone for tuning in. And if you have ideas on how you've been impacting your community, please share them below. I think we'd all love to hear them.